Welcome to Real Talk Studios here in the wonderful Lebanon, Tennessee. Across from me, I've got the mastermind himself, a Big Kenny.
What up? Big Kenny. Throw those quads, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And to my right, I've got that red boot wearing, big collar flaring Rocky G.
Business is about to pick up.
Yes, sir. And across from him, the neighborhood celebrity himself, a B-Rock.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
Yes, sir. And you're here with the Dub Man himself, and you're riding with the Freedom Tour.
I figured I'd clap for since nobody else will.
Every time it says your local neighborhood, I think he's going to say Spider-Man.
Yeah, man, me too. I'm thinking the same thing. I'm looking for Brock to shoot webs out, swing across the studio.
He did left him some Peter Parker when he was a kid.
Yeah,
I was
man,
there for it.
That is true. So, fellas, how was your week?
Been going good. It's kind of rough at work. I mean, I don't know. It's just been, I guess, stressful, whatever. But
Hold on a minute, Donnie. You just can't say, it's been rough at work. What's going on, man? You want to slap the boss, man?
We do. I do a very, no, everybody's cool at my work, in my office in Owensboro, man.
He may be watching the show. Sorry, boss, man.
It's a she, but yeah.
Hey, she. Hey, how you doing? What's
up, Marsha?
Boss lady.
He speaks very highly of you, by the way.
It's very. But yeah, I don't, you know how it is. We're just high volume, and between we're all in ministry and stuff. So between ministry and family and work and everything going on, this week's been a little tough.
Donnie, can I ask you one question? I know we're in episode 4 already.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is it you do again? Because I cannot pronounce it.
I am an ophthalmic photographer.
Ophthalmic photographer. So you take pictures of optometry.
No, I take pictures of eyes and do diagnostics on eyes with people. People dealing with macular degeneration and diabetic related issues. You know, a lot of things you have going on in your body will actually show in your eyes. Man. And so I do a lot of that just to help people get healed up and get the doctors what they need to do and things. I've been doing it about 10 years.
10 years, I got you, man. I mean, when you said diagnostics, I mean, people call me and say, hey, my heat pump's going.
Same thing.
Your eyes do that?
Come to me and say, I can't see. And then,
I mean, if my eye ever does that, I'm going to be completely worried.
No.
Yeah, that reminds me, just coming out of Christmas, that reminds me of Will Ferrell and Elf. And he calls his dad. He goes, this something's going crazy. Like, what is it saying? He's diagnosing the heater in the apartment.
B-Rock, what about you, man? How's your week been, brother?
Busy as always, just working.
Please.
Ministry.
So, how's that going? Keeping you busy?
Very much so.
Okay, good deal.
There you go.
Rocky, what about you, brother?
Man, getting back into the groove after the holidays.
That's it right there. Goodness.
Walking into a brand new year, trying to just be successful, keep it going. January is a big month for the family. My mother-in-law's birthday is inauguration day, so it was just, right before our last episode. So
happy birthday
happy
to
birthday.
You. Happy birthday to you.
Well, you know what? That's my second favorite version behind Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah, man.
That's a close second.
Yeah.
But and then I'm staring at year 46 right in the face.
Man.
And then 2 days after me, my wife.
Oh yeah.
The wifey.
The wifey. I'm looking at 48 this year, man. It's a big number. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you had to go, it's like 13 or is that 12? It's 12. It's all even numbers. I'm just saying if you're mathematicians, you know what I'm saying?
I've always liked odd numbers.
Odd numbers, me too, man. Benny's born on the 13th. It's been pretty lucky for me, just to be honest.
How long y'all been together?
Man, 29 years, which is another odd number.
Crazy.
Right?
Did you say how long have y'all been together? Or how long have y'all lived together?
No, I just meant been together. How long have you been together?
I met that old girl on Dickerson Road over there. No, I'm joking, man.
My
you know what I'm saying? Met her in
Melody,
church.
we love you.
Met her in church.
We love you. We do not condone his language.
Man, here's the thing, man. Rocky comes in. He's like, man, I'm looking at, this year, man. And I want him to tell the story about his real life today, about him getting that shot in the shoulder because
Let's do it then.
Hey, man, tell us the story.
This, I guess we'll kick off our segment of In the Barbershop. So, how you walk in the barbershop, you've driven to the barbershop through traffic after having an injection in your shoulder because you have 3 tears. It's fun, so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's, hopefully we're trying to avoid surgery.
Yeah.
What in the world are people doing on the road? I mean, if you're not going to drive, I'm sorry, maybe unpopular opinion, If I'm the one that's passing you, please don't flip me off because I won't flip you off. If you're not going to drive the speed limit, why are you even driving?
Yeah.
I was driving to church Sunday.
Park that car.
16. I told you.
Yeah.
16 miles an hour.
Park your car.
16.
Park it.
Yeah.
I could have got out.
Park it.
And ran up to her in that vehicle.
Park it.
And said, hey, you need to speed up. And then ran back to my car while it was still
and
rolling.
passed her.
I would have loved to have seen this also, man. Like you jump out, the car's an autopilot. You run up there.
I've never in my
Hey,
life.
lady, you know
Tesla.
what I'm saying? Look, man, but it's kind of odd. Man, I'm going to go sick here, kind of dark. You know, this old Dennis Leary song. I used to love Dennis Leary growing up, man. He was a pretty perverted comedian.
He sang a song?
He sang a song, man, and it went like this. He said, I drive real slow in the ultra fast lane while people behind me are going insane. I'm a big ho. And then it says, I park my car in handicapped spaces while handicapped people make handicapped faces. I'm a butthole. I'm like,
feel it.
wow, Dennis. I mean, this song reminds me of what Rocky's talking about.
Somebody
you know
has
what I'm saying?
accepted that song as a way of life.
Man, as a way of life, you know, man. But I had a lot of empathy for you with the shoulder thing. Man, I'm gonna do a little Southern storytelling here. You know how we are.
We always got one.
My boys, years ago, man, as they got bigger, they got harder to handle. Okay, Matthew is he's 6 foot 245 right now, and he's pretty close to that when he was a senior in high school. Caleb's on the shorter end, man, but real stocky, fit kid, always power lifted. He owns Arkansas state record for his weight class. By the way,
He seems feisty too.
He's real feisty. So one night, man, we get in this tussle in the house, and I'm like, okay, so y'all want dad, and they gang up. They're like, hey, we're about to beat the crap out of you. And I'm like, are y'all for real? Yeah, we got you now. I mean, they got chin hair. They're feeling good about themselves.
Chin hair.
And Matthew's a big kid. So, man, as soon as they came at me, man.
One or two.
Hey, I just threw
a few.
As soon as they come at me, I threw the quick jab, hit Matthew right in the nose. I'm sorry, child abuse, right? He's 17. Hit him right in the nose, dropped him like a bag of taters, okay?
My nose will get you.
All of a sudden, man, here comes Caleb in. He charges me, bull rushes. He gets inside. I grab his face. I'm like, okay, I'm about to just flip him straight over. Man, I went to push, and he put his little feet in the ground, and I felt something go, and it felt like hot grease went down my arm. Dude, I said some words that I will not be able to say on this show tonight without being canceled. I went outside. I got a stick. I went to come back in because I was going to beat the crap out of both of them with this stick. My wife locked the door on me. The boys were in there standing behind their mother going, she let me stay outside until I finally cooled down. About an hour later, they let me in the house. I had to go to Dr. Ritchie. 2 days later, I tore my bicep tendon out of my shoulder by pushing him so hard that it tore my shoulder. Luckily, I was able to do like what the PMP injections where they shoot these platelets in there, and it actually grew back together, okay? But that is my shoulder story.
Well, mine's not a grower. Mine is what they're doing is they're trying to put some fluid around the capsule so I can get mobility because I've got frozen shoulder. So I've got 2 tears in the labrum, 1 in the rotator cuff.
Gotcha.
And because of that, I was favoring it over time and got a frozen shoulder, which is a thing.
Yeah.
But what I wasn't really interested in this whole, and I think that's as men that have boys.
Yeah.
There will come a time where that boy they want to check you.
Oh, I promise you, I got a 25 and a 19.
They will want to check you. And it reminds me of that the Will Smith lyrics.
Yeah, man.
On don't let your lip react. You don't want to see my hand where my hip be at.
Yeah. I've had to walk away. I've had because every bit of my old West Nashville stuff.
West Nashville stuff wanted to break out.
Right up, man. Ashley usually catches me, like,
yeah, man.
Hey.
He felt it creeping on him like the Holy Ghost in a revival.
Hey, dude, Melody knows it's bad. When I start to cry, like if I get a tear in my eye, like lock the door because it's about to be on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you little punks. Y'all want to beat up your daddy? I mean, what have I ever done to y'all? Bought you Christmas presents?
You're about to find out.
Now you done messed up Dad's shoulder. I'm in the front yard in the cold. You won't let me in.
Hey, dude, I look like walking. Look, I look like Buford Pusser, but with a switch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a big stick. It was just a small stick. I wasn't going to do.
But it was your stick.
I wasn't going to do fatal damage to them. I just wanted to stripe their back with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that takes me back. I don't know if anybody's ever said this, but I said, and I'll tell a story on Brock. He was I don't know, 7 years old. And I said, hey, I'll knock your head clean off your shoulders. And he looked at me and goes, but Dad, then I'll be dead. Then I said, well, okay, I can't argue with that in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I said, well, I'll just kill you and make another one look just like you. How about that? I thought you said God made me, Dad.
Oh,
yeah.
And he had you.
Checkmate.
Checkmate, bro.
Can't joke around with
He
him.
took his king. He checkmate you.
7 years old, just checkmated his dad.
Yeah, man.
I said, the point is, you're not going to talk crazy to your daddy.
That's the
bottom
point.
line.
That's the point, boy. You know what I'm saying? Do you ever have to go pick your own switch?
Yeah. Did you ever hear the leaves come off of it? That
Hey, dude.
If I didn't get the right one the first time,
If you didn't get the right one, it was going to be bad.
They made different bushes when I was a kid. My mama would get this switch in the apartment complex I grew up in.
Oh, yeah.
And you would hear the leaves.
Yeah.
And that switch would wrap around your leg.
Yeah, straight
And not break.
That was one of them red buds.
Baby, that
Hey,
joker, my Lord.
Those bad boys didn't
meet
play.
the middle.
You never heard nothing about no child abuse when we was growing up.
No, look at us.
I mean, yeah.
Look how awesome we turned.
I told my mom one time, I said, well, this kid at school said he's going to call the police on his mama next time she whips him. My mama said, you go ahead and call the police because you're going to need them when they get here.
Hey, dude, my dad told me, I said, Dad, my teacher told me that you couldn't child abuse me and I could call and report you. He handed me the telephone. He said, I dare you to call her. I'm a better man because of it today.
Yeah,
just
that's
want to
right.
let
That's
you
it.
know. Yeah. So anyways, guys, you want to introduce our guest tonight, Donnie?
Tonight, we have a very special gift, and it's also one of our partners here in the studio, here, Real Talk Studios, of the Freedom Tour podcast, is Daniel Wolfenbarger. He happens to be the owner of Blackbeard Barbershop here in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Blackbeard.
And if you like our new screen,
Yes, we got the screen hooked up here. We're going to start trying to utilize it a little more and be as professional as we possibly can and bring you all the best show we can bring you. So.
I'm pretty sure after the one thing I said with Dennis Leary, we're going to be canceled anyways. Nobody's going to think we're...
So Daniel, I've got to know, we just finished our In the Barbershop segment.
Yeah.
What is the nuttiest story that you've heard from a client in the chair?
Nuttiest story from a client. I don't know if I can share
that you can say on it, because I've heard a few while I was in the chair.
PG-13.
Yeah. It's day in and day out. We have so many people in and out of the barbershop, so there's so many stories. It's hard to pick one in particular. Man, that's a tough question.
Okay, this week,
nuttiest story.
Or craziest thing you've had happen in the
Craziest
barbershop.
thing in the barbershop.
Has anybody died in your chair?
Not in my chair. And no, they didn't die in the shop. But a few months ago, we did have a medical emergency. A client passed out, and we had to call the paramedics in. Yeah, we got him. He started feeling bad there in the shop, or there in the front. We got him to the back room, set him down, get a cool rag on his neck. He lost consciousness, went out. It was rough. And so, luckily, though, Lebanon's finest, we called him. They got there quick and got him to the hospital, and he was back home that day.
Moral of the story.
It was moral
of the story. Be careful when you ask for a straight razor shave.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm too relaxed.
Yeah.
So in classic Blackbeard Barbershop fashion, classic Daniel fashion, I went and designed him a shirt that said, "I survived my haircut at Blackbeard Barbershop."
That's pretty awesome. That's awesome.
And, gave it to him. So now he has that little souvenir to always
that's pretty
remember us.
I love
Amazing.
it.
And we can say here in the barbershop, I mean, at Freedom Tour podcast, that we know Daniel. I've known Daniel for a really long time. He's been my sole person that's cut my hair. I want Lady Bells cut my hair, and he's got an amazing shop. But I mean, the reason we love him because he's a real deal. He's the same. You see him here, you see him out. He's exactly the same, and he's just legit. He loves people, loves his business, loves his line of work, and he's just the real deal. Best haircut around to me.
Yeah.
I mean. My wife even, he knows there's a girl named Cam down there. She does great haircuts, by the way. My wife actually goes to his barbershop and lets Cam cut her hair, and she does a wonderful job. It's for everybody. It's not just for
That's the chair you got to be careful in. That's the one the guy almost died in.
Is it?
In Cam's
Oh, wow.
chair.
I got to tell
gosh,
Ashley,
just-
make sure.
Well, and how awesome was it that when we pitched the idea of Freedom Tour, he had never heard a single episode, but just felt
Willing to work with us,
feel like in his spirit, maybe God spoke to him and said, "Hey, this might be something you want to be a part of." And he's been down from day one. I never met Daniel.
Absolutely, man.
Never met Daniel. Walked into his shop for the first time. I always thought it was kind of cool when I walked by. I was like, well, it's kind of cool.
Oh man, nostalgia.
I see the Blackbeard. I think of pirates.
Yeah, me too.
I thought maybe there's a bunch of pirate stuff, but I walked in there and there is a beard as long as his on a mannequin, and I really wanted to put it on, but I didn't know if that was like allowed. Yeah. So I just looked at it, and I thought, man, I'd like to put that on, but I haven't done it. But I'm not that level of comfort. But we walked in, man. He's got a Keurig. You make you a cup of coffee.
Oh, I had a cup of that, man. With that liquid sugar before I went on my diet. Now, okay, so but the liquid sugar, Daniel, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It might have been spiked with a little vodka or rum, like the pirate stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, I was dizzy after I drank that coffee.
Sound like caffeine.
Yeah, man, that thing got me,
poured
bro.
a little too much sugar in there.
It might have been, because I was like, well, if a little's good,
it's watered down. It's watered down.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have down there now that's working for? Because when I was there, when I originally started way back when you're over by Home Depot over there in the Strip, what did you have, like 4?
Well, there at Home Depot, we've been open for just over 5 years. When we were at Home Depot, started with 2 of us.
That's what I was thinking.
And when we moved and left Home Depot and moved to the mill, we had 6 barbers.
Yeah.
And that was 3.5 years.
Tell them how many you have
3 years
now.
ago in November. And now I have 14 barbers. 13,
Wow.
13
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate
that's
it.
awesome.
If you can't get a good haircut with 14 professional barbers, you got something going on there. So.
No, man, that's awesome. I know as a small business owner myself how tough that is, to grow and get the right people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you have a standard there.
Yeah, we have a standard, but it's truly been a God thing. I've spent very little in advertising dollars for years, and it's just been word of mouth. People, God sending people our way, people on social media putting our name out there. And I can't take the credit for it. I got a great crew; they do a great job.
Yeah, you do.
And I can walk out of that place, and no matter who I have there, if they're still there, I don't have to worry about a thing. It's wonderful.
Well, I can tell you that I've heard about Blackbeard for years.
Me too.
And it was nothing. There was no specific reason I didn't go. I actually cut my own hair for a long time because I don't, kept it pretty simple. But man, I'm super excited about the partnership. Man, we've had some cool talks in there. We film devotions in there.
Yeah.
If you check out some of our Facebook pages, you'll see some of those devotions. And again, I just appreciate. I mean, it's when I've never been involved in a podcast or anything that required sponsorships, and maybe I'm spoiled a little bit because Daniel has made this super easy.
Man, it is. And I'll tell you this: what I like about Daniel is this, and he doesn't know this, but when you walk in other barber shops, and I have had other barbers. I, got my hair cut for one, the first time Daniel over at Blackbeard. But when you walk in other barber shops and your peers and your competition speak highly of you and your shop and what you're doing and how you're doing it, that's all you got to say.
Especially in a small town.
Especially in a small town.
Everything.
And I've never heard one bad thing about Daniel or Blackbeard from any shop I've ever been in.
I started out just getting my hair cut by him, and then we started spending time together as friends. I got to meet his wife. He's met my wife, my boys. He's watched my boys get out of high school and everything else, cut all their hair too. And he's just, on top of it, he's just an awesome individual. You're just an awesome individual, and you're just a really good friend. And watching how you treat your employees at work and how you treat, how you run shop.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool.
Go ahead and give this to Donnie. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. There you go, Donnie. Yeah.
Following through on
that. The Arby's is on me. You know what I'm saying? I do got a question, though. It's not on the script. I just have to ask this. I'm sorry, Donnie.
Sorry.
I told you in our pre-meeting, this is something I wanted to ask him. You did not write it down. I guess my deal wasn't good enough. I get it, okay?
It's all right.
But, Daniel, I do have a curveball of a question for you, okay?
Bring it on.
Now, Blackbeard, I automatically go to pirate. I'm sorry, okay? Maybe it's not why you named it Blackbeard. Maybe it's because you have a black beard.
Too obvious.
What is the 3 items that is in your pirate chest?
The 3 items in
you got 3 items. You got 3 items in your pirate chest.
Now, are we talking figurative items, tangible items?
You can have anything in a pirate chest. It's got to fit in the pirate chest.
It's got to go in the pirate chest. What are the top 3 things that's going in your pirate chest?
It could be a big pirate chest. I don't know.
Big pirate chest, man. I mean, being a father of 3 daughters, I have to, say that, and I'm, my wife, if we're excluding those type things.
Yeah.
No, they're part of your crew. We want to know.
Yeah, there's laws against putting them in the chest.
Yeah, poke some holes in it, throw some food in there. It'll be all right for a little while. Man, I love music, so I've got to have some music in there.
Okay. So go have a guitar or something? Or?
Yeah, your own instruments to play, or are you going to be playing a...
Well, here's the thing. I own multiple guitars, but I play about 3 chords.
Okay.
I've never ventured down that. I've always been involved in church and singing, leading worship.
Yeah,
but by far, I'm always the least talented person on the stage because it seems like everyone with an instrument in their hand, that's one of the few instruments or multiple instruments they play. They can sing lead, they can sing harmony, and I'm like, hey guys, I sing some lead up here, and that's about it. But
I can play if you keep it in the key of G, I got you.
Right. But no, I gotta have some music. I love sports. Always been, growing up playing different sports through the years. So some kind of sports, something in there, some entertainment. I am not a big reader. You can leave the books out.
Okay.
It's not in my treasure chest. But if you can put time in that chest, time with my family.
There you go,
man. That's awesome, dude. I was thinking like a musket.
This is Jim. He pulled out the Jim Croce. If I could save time,
dude, he did, man. I mean, like the first thing he said was his wife and kids. I'm trying to leave them at home when I go on the trip. I mean, I was thinking like a musket, maybe, some bread. I don't know how the trip might be overseas when they would go on these journeys. You know what I'm saying?
Are you booty?
Yeah, man, and maybe some matches because I'd like to have a fire. I mean, not the ship, of course, it was wood, but I mean, that's just where my mind goes.
Yeah, I got you.
Donnie, what about you? What would you have in your treasure chest? I mean, your pirate's chest. Beard oil?
Yeah. I'd have to because my face would get dry. So I got some beard oil, beard balm, maybe my glasses now for the past year. If I didn't have those, I'd be in a mess. And then
you got one more item, bro, and you've taken care of your eyes and your beard. What's next?
Man.
Yeah. And then I shoot. I shoot a lot. Some kind of really nice gun that I can go eat with that.
Okay, hold on a minute though.
Shoot coconuts out of a tree or
What kind of gun would you take in your pirate's chest?
Being the gun guy that I am, and being honest, if I just had to have an all-around gun, I'd probably have me a suppressed 10-22 with a little scope on it and a lot of rounds.
So in other words, then you're taking over every island or every continent that you decide that you're going to rampage. Yeah, they don't have those guns. They're pirates.
Well, no, I mean, something quiet, something can all around good. This is me being the shooter, an all around good.
I figured he was going to say it's P365 or something.
No.
Yeah.
Until he breaks his glasses and he can't see anymore.
Rocky, what about you? I know you got to have an Elvis picture in there.
I don't carry Elvis pictures. I carry his spirit on the inside.
In your heart, I got you.
It's in my
I got you.
No, wow. Yeah, okay. I'm a sentimental softie.
I knew that.
I'm that dad. So I'd have a picture of my family.
Yeah.
Because obviously we can't take them.
Right.
Because I don't have 14 people working for me that could carry my family out in a box.
Yeah.
So, picture of my family because, I'd have to be out there. I guess a pirate's out there making money for his family.
He is. He's taking.
Yeah. Is he making or is he taking?
He's taking. He's actually taking, but
making, taking.
It's in the details.
It's a matter of perspective.
That's it.
I am the guy a couple episodes ago that said outlaws are misunderstood. So.
Yeah, man, that's true. They are, though.
It's all about perspective.
That's it, man.
I'm actually really better than decent with a bow and arrow. So that would be my weapon of choice.
So you would actually spear your fish with an arrow then? Like, would you shoot fish and
animals.
Eat them? Animals?
But fish are animals.
They are
fish animals.
No,
well, that's a big debate.
Fish are fish.
That is a debate.
Yeah, that's a debate.
I got you. But you're on the sea, though. I mean, there's not a lot of animals out there, is there?
But I got to land somewhere, man.
Yeah, that's true. But by the time you land, you're going to war.
With animals.
Because he's hungry right off the bat.
I gotta eat.
I gotta get a bear.
He's got a bag of airplane peanuts and a bow and arrow, and he's ready to go.
Excuse me, Mr. Tribal Chief. I am not here to plunder your lands or take your women or your treasures.
Yes.
I'm just hungry.
That's it. So you've got the family, you've got the bow and arrow. What you got? What else? You got 3.
This is going to be corny, and it's going to be, here we go. I would take my Bible because I would have to have some kind of grounding. Because if I'm out there all by myself, left to my own devices, let's be real. When we get left to our own devices, we can get way
I can get on some deep trips, bro. I know.
I tried to shy. I was going to say that, but I tried to shy away. We're trying to do the obvious, not do the obvious.
So, a bow and arrow, a picture of my family,
and
a Bible.
There you go.
That's awesome, man.
Let's do it.
Brock, what about you? Nacho fries?
Yeah, they're nachos. He didn't bring
they
you
wasn't
none.
mine. I can tell you, he didn't
All
offer me
those
one.
Taco Bell jokes for no reason.
Man, I saw you eat nacho fries. Man.
Probably a book of things to do when you grow up.
I'm sorry I'm not knocking on death's door, Donnie.
It's all right. It's all right. I had to throw it back at you a little
That's
bit.
fair. That's fair. No, I would definitely do some kind of weapon. I would want like a machete.
Machete.
I mean,
They get too close to you, bro.
nah, brother, I ain't scared.
He's throwing a machete.
No.
He say that we could fly over the top as he's running away from something, chasing him around, screaming
When
like
those
a
bush
girl.
babies come out.
Yeah. He might be into that close range battle, you know. Yeah.
Man, I am afraid.
I'm a ding ding ding.
I can't think I can with y'all. A machete. I can't. Let's go machete. I don't know. I need some food if I'm on a boat for a long time. Y'all know me.
What kind of food are
machete
you putting in a pirate
Yeah,
chest
man.
that's going
Yeah,
to
man.
last?
I can put canned goods.
Yeah, beef jerky.
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky lasts a long time.
Like canned goods, like like some green beans.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
And he can open the can with his machete.
Machete.
And then last thing is I'm gonna bring some sunscreen.
Man, that's probably legit right there.
Sunscreen.
All right.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, you could get burnt up out there. You're kind of pasty. You know what I'm saying, man? I mean,
Yeah.
you're a little bit pale. I mean, I don't
Casper over
know.
here.
Yeah.
I approach that question a little bit differently because you've all approached it as if you were stranded in a treasure chest. What do you need? Not like what things do you treasure most that you would keep in a treasure box?
Oh yeah,
we don't care what you
Pirates
Yeah.
put a
we just
special
went
thing
with it.
that's
I don't know.
important
Yeah,
to
yeah.
them.
Daniel's like, hold on. You did not relay that question correctly.
It evolved as we went.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
would
we
you
went
like-
into
would
straight
you like to
survival.
change your answer?
Yeah, I want to go Dr. Pepper, Reese's Pieces, and some beef jerky. That's
There
what
you
the
go.
three
That's
things
it
I'm
right
taking.
there. That's it.
That's my man. He said Dr. Pepper and Reese's. I love it already. And beef jerky. Look at there, guys. We're 27 minutes in
That's
already.
insane,
We're going to
insane.
end that round.
So Daniel, we've talked about just everything so far. We're having a good time here in the studio, Real Talk Studios. I have to ask you. I mean, how have you always been in Lebanon?
Oh, pretty much always been in Wilson County.
Wilson County.
We were in Mount Juliet, moved, got out of that, godforsaken place.
Congratulations.
When I was in halfway through first grade, moved out to the country, to Tucker's Crossroads.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
My Tucker's Crossroads.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
First grade through 8th grade there at Tucker's Crossroads, and then on to Lebanon High School after that.
You went to
And
Lebanon.
I went to Lebanon.
Blue
Yeah,
Devils.
man.
Blue Devils.
Blue Devils.
Yeah. So the only time I've not lived in Wilson County was about almost a year, about 9-10 months. I moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky for a job.
Hey, man. Beautiful place. Bowling Green is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice, though.
Daniel, how old are you, brother?
I am soon to be 38. I got
Soon to be 38.
Couple months.
Okay.
Couple months away.
Yeah, you're a
not
little
bad.
bit younger than me,
Just
by
a little bit, yeah.
decade.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So I mean, you got. What about your family? Does your wife enjoy what you do? She like what you're doing? You say you are married. I know that. How many kids you got?
Married, 3 kids.
Three kids.
3 little girls. You
Girl
talked about
dad.
raising kids,
Awesome.
raising boys earlier. I just tuned out and went to sleep. Took a
More
nap
power
during
to
that
you.
part.
More power to you on that.
Yeah,
one.
man.
Hey, you
Yeah.
still have to tell those little girls, don't let your lip react.
Oh yeah. Well, trust me.
They got him right.
I'm a little
I already
bit,
know
I'm a
right
little,
now.
no, I'm a little bit more of the strong hand, and my wife's like, just give him a break. I'm like, no, you don't. You give too many breaks. Let's just.
That's what
you
it
know,
is.
We're trying to raise little adults here, so let's not
That's
necessarily
right.
My
treat them
boss-
like adults, but let's teach them how to act as adults.
My boss at work brings her daughter sometimes to the office when they close schools. And one day she was spinning around in a chair, and she said, "We are not hookers. We don't dance in chairs."
Yeah, man.
Solid advice.
Words to live by.
Words to live by. So, Daniel, let me ask you this question, man. Kind of, you woke up one day, man, you graduated high school, you're like, hey, what am I going to do with my life? I'm going to go to the military, trade school. How'd you decide, hey, man, I'm going to be a barber?
Well, it was a long road to get to that point.
Okay.
I didn't jump into that. But right out of high school, went to, I got to go to college, right? Went to college for about a semester and a half, was working 3 jobs while doing that, and just decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I say I was enrolled for a semester and a half. I didn't go for a semester and a half. But,
Yeah, where'd you go to school? I mean, where did you sign up for school?
Right. Well, I actually had signed up originally at Tennessee Tech. Was going to
Okay.
move out there. Was going to have to work and go to school because I made great grades. I graduated high school with a 3.8.
Hey,
GPA did good, but I didn't go after any scholarships or anything like that. So
Yeah, you could have gotten in for free.
yeah, could have. Yeah, these days. But anyway, signed up for Tennessee Tech. But the car I was driving at the time, just literally a few weeks before school started, it kind of pooped out on me.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, I got to get another car.
What kind of car was it?
To pay for that. It was a 1990 light blue Toyota Camry.
Oh man, actually a good car.
With a sunroof.
Yeah.
With a sunroof. And
I think I saw one of those today. Still on there.
Yeah.
It was the hand-me-down car. My older brother had it. Then once he got something else, I got it. I'm one of 5, so
Big family.
Second to last. So a lot of hand-me-down stuff.
Tough guy. I already know now.
Well, let's do something real quick, just because people are interested. It'll take 10 seconds. First vehicle, I had a 1985 GMC S15 Sierra 4-speed.
You're lucky.
I think
No air conditioning.
You're still lucky.
my first vehicle that was actually mine that I paid for.
No, this is my 16th birthday present.
Yeah. Well, I mean I meant like it was mine. First car was mine. I didn't borrow from my parents or anything. I had a 87 Mustang.
Good car.
Yeah.
Good year.
Yeah.
Good year. Also lucky. I had an 87 Nissan Pulsar 4-cylinder that was running on 3 cylinders.
That's those little bitty.
Bitty square bat, man. I would have to get going downhill to really get it up to a good speed. I would drive by and it would be going, you sound like Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Like I had her wound out, son. You know?
You were Bowser in a Pinto.
Man, it was absolutely horrible. I got no play in high school at all from that car. I can just go ahead and tell you right now.
Miss Melanie fell in love with you because of your glowing personality.
It had to be that because it definitely wasn't the car.
It wasn't the Pulsar, right?
It was not the Pulsar. Right?
Hey, it's not the car, it's the driver.
Amen. That's
right.
it, man. The car was awful. Brock, what about you?
Mine was a 2005 Saturn Ion.
There you go.
Butterfly doors.
There you go.
Yeah, it had
man.
those weird little
Yeah.
suicide type doors.
That's
on there.
nice.
Yeah.
See, mine was an 87 Camry, or excuse me, a 1990 Camry, but that was in 2004. When
Yeah.
I had that. So,
Yeah.
Well, mine was 10 years old when I got it, so
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
Not-
was
not
mine
far
was
off.
old too.
I had a nice big dent in the side and nicknamed it the Blue Dragon.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure my dad. I'm pretty sure my dad won this car. Is how I got it. My dad was a bad gambler. Okay, terrible alcoholic at the time. Terrible on gambling. He would bet on anything, man. 2 slugs on the ground. I bet that slug on the left beats the slug on the right. What you want to bet? And
this nice Pulsar.
I am pretty sure he won that thing in a chicken fight somewhere. I'm pretty sure. Is the statute of limitations up on that? I mean, sorry, Dad.
Not that that's condoned by the show. But
No,
we promote no animal violence here. No animals were hurt in this. So, but my dad did. All right, next.
All right. Something we haven't mentioned, and we talk about how awesome he is, but you actually just received Best in Wilson County this year.
Congratulations.
Did you not?
yes, we do. Barbershop received Best of Wilson County this year. Last year we were also Best of Mid-State.
That's it, yeah.
So aside from year 1, we've been there in the running for all of that. Been Best of Wilson County.
I mean, knowing where you started at and knowing where you're at now, how'd that make you feel?
Oh, I mean, it's wonderful. And I get asked all the time, did you ever think that the shop would get to this point? And my response is always the same. Well, I mean, no, and especially not in the time frame that we've had. It's grown tremendously fast, and it's, I'm just beside myself and extremely thankful for it. When I look around, it's people, every time they come in, they're like, well, where are you going to put more people? What are you going to do when you keep growing? I'm like, well,
Yeah.
figure it out. I got a few things in mind.
You're busting out right now. You got them everywhere.
I get
yeah.
creative with it. And,
You got a really cool shop, too. I mean, you walk in, the place, the mill itself is just old, and it's just got a lot of flavor.
Love it up there. We're kind of tucked away upstairs. Almost has a little speakeasy feel, if you know,
does.
type situation. The mill, the woolen mill at Lebanon, opened in 1908 originally, and ran for 90 years as a woolen mill. Producing blankets and fabric and they sent stuff all over the world.
They were really big in both of the world wars.
Yes,
They
I sent blankets
stories.
over. And I one of my barbers looked this up when we first were had announced that we were going to be moving into the mill. This is a fact. I haven't checked it, but according to my barber and Google, the mill at Lebanon, the woolen mill at Lebanon, is where the heated blanket was invented.
Oh, that is cool.
I don't know if it's true. I would think that would be on the sign. Welcome to Lebanon, home of the heated blanket, and not state softball champs from
Google said it too.
1973.
Or come to the
That's what one of our barbers pulled it up. So
come visit one of our. They used to really advertise the antique stores on the town square, but those are almost a thing of the past.
They are,
now.
yeah.
They got a lot of little cool niche
restaurant
shops
stuff too,
and then little at-home shops. So next question, just, going back a little bit because I so really interrupted you and got interested in cars and what you had first. Men talk about that stuff.
That's what we do.
We get lost. Any tips, how did you get into the business? And then what tips would you have for someone out there who's wanting to not just be a barber, but have a really cool shop that wins awards? And you walk in, you got cool leather chairs to sit in, you got beards on mannequins, you've got products, you've got, a drink station. I mean, how do you, get into the, what's your tip, right? How did you get into the business, and what's your tip for someone that's wanting to come up and not just be a barber, but be a successful businessman?
Right. And just come work at the shop, man. We got plenty for you. We can get you set up. And I'm all about, and I've told all of my barbers know this, is, at some point I had the nerve to step out and open up a shop. And I've told all of my barbers, like, hey, this is my shop and you are a big part of it. And I want you to be here and be happy and be successful forever. But if you want to step out and do your own thing, let me know. I'm going to support you in that. I will, give any type of advice that I can. I will, go and look at locations for you. I may not be able to bankroll you, but I will help out in any way possible. So I'd say, don't be scared to step out, pray about it, and just trust God, and, find you somewhere that you can link up with people that have like interests, that are good people, that have a good work ethic, and just dig in with them. And I think that could be, with whatever industry you're talking about, that can go across the board, no matter what it is. If you're wanting to get into your own, surround yourself with the people that you see that in your eyes you view as successful, and that you want to be successful like them.
That's smart.
Absolutely agree with that. I'll say this: you show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you your future. Mm-hmm. That's just it, man. My dad always used to say, "Hey, you run with the dogs, you get the fleas." It's no different. You run with smart people, you get smart. Here's been, our successful, or the formula to success for us is, I have brought on team members who have strengths that I don't have. Bringing people in that are more talented than me, smarter than me. And here's one thing, I'll give people some advice, and I see Daniel doing this. I don't know if he's ever heard this before, but I come up with this on my own. I'm not some guru or anything, but I've done some mentoring, is this. When you start in business, here's the thing. You're either going to scale to dwell, which means you're going to stay in this business. It's a family business. We're 4 generations. You're going to scale to sell, or you're going to scale to fail. Mm-hmm. And a person that scaled to fail is somebody that never moves from the spot they're in. So what Daniel's done, he has scaled his business to dwell, be successful, or maybe even one day sell Blackbeard Barbershop, which puts him and his family in a great position. Guys, I'm not saying he's selling the barbershop. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you have an offer.
Yeah. I'm just saying, though, in business, you're right. You have to step out on faith. When we started Mayhem Mechanical, me and Melanie started, first off, I had 24 years in the business. We had $500 in a Dodge truck. We've turned it into a multi-million-dollar business.
You know what that is, Brother Kenny? That reflects the parable that Jesus told. Yes. The parable of the talents.
Yes.
What did the 3 workers do with the talents that their boss gave them?
That's right, man. That's right. And you can't cover it up. I mean, when you cover it up, man, you got to use what God has given you. And I'll tell you this, I've not been able to do this alone. Man, I've had great people around me, but without God,
that's right.
None of this would have been possible. He lined up, he preordained, he put people in my path that I was going to need to know on a ball field before I ever thought about starting Mayhem Mechanical. He put the right people in my life, made the right connections, opened the right doors at the right time for the business to be successful. And the thing about it is, you have to put God first.
It's all His anyways.
It's all His anyways. I tell people this, and it's the only big word I know. You have to be Christocentric. Christ the center of everything. If you do that, I don't care what you're doing. Hauling trash, delivering groceries, cutting hair, being an electrician. You put God first, give it to Him, and He's going to do something with it.
Well, didn't Paul say, do everything as doing it unto the Lord?
Amen. You have to do that. Now, I'll say this. You're not just going to sit here tonight and pray, God, would you give me a good business? You got to meet him halfway. I mean, you got to be willing to put in the work.
Steps, yeah.
And that's what's so great about Daniel, man. Like I said, for him to have all these barbers now to win these awards, man, it shows that he is working his business. He not only stepped out in faith, but he was willing to put the shoe leather behind it. I love that, man. I love that. So,
thank you.
From small businessman to small businessman.
Hey. I'll take that.
All right, real quick before we go on to the questions. Every week we hang with somebody. Every time we have a guest, we hang with them. We've got 3 questions we ask them. We're going to get to that here in just a second. One last question before we go on to that. Where are you going from here?
Probably home after this. So I'd say, you know.
Where is Blackbeard Barbershop going from here? What plans do you have that you can tell us about?
Well, I've looked in the past, looked into the possibility of, branching out, opening other locations and things like that. And honestly, that kind of scares me from the perspective of I don't want to have multiple ones that are not operating at the best they possibly can be.
Exactly.
And so the ideal thing, you would think to, open something new, you send successful people that you have working for you to this other location, get them set up and going. That creates a void here at this shop. We have a hard time getting to everybody as it is. So that creates a void there. Not all of their clients are going to follow them wherever that location is. And so then you have them starting out at a less level than what they're used to cutting at. So then you have to figure out a way to compensate them. And then if one of them's sick, and then who goes over there? How does that even work? Wrapping my head around that is hard. I've thought about it so often, and that, who knows, down the road that might be something. Neighboring towns spread out. I've had people ask me, "Why don't you just franchise this thing and sell it out?" But I've never even dipped my toe in that water. I'm not smart enough for that to know. I'd have to get other people involved. Yeah. For that. But what I'm planning to do right now is just continue to try to make this the best it possibly can be. That's all I can say on that.
Good deal. That's awesome. Yep. And it is awesome. All right, we got 3 questions we ask every one of the people we hang out with when we have a guest. You take it away. Ask her one.
All right. So the very first one, if you weren't, and again, we try to steer away from the obvious. If you weren't doing what you were doing right now, running a successful barber shop, what would you be doing?
And you can say anything. This is you have unlimited anything.
Well, I'll just quote Luke Combs: "If I'd still be doing this if I wasn't doing this." No, I more than likely would own my own business in some way. When I was in high school, I thought, man, you know what? I'm gonna be a groundskeeper for like a professional stadium.
I knew it, man.
Keep that, you
knew it. Not cutting hair, cutting grass.
Cutting hair, cutting grass. I'm gonna be if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be doing this. I'd be cutting something. I'd be cutting hair.
This field is so nice.
Yeah, man.
I enjoy doing that. Whether it would be owning my own business, some type of lawn care or something like that, or being a groundskeeper at some stadium or a golf course or something like that, I think would be awesome.
The Titans could use anything.
Yeah, they can use all the help. I could figure something out to help them out. Maybe I don't know.
Do you kick?
Yeah, but I was in the jewelry business for quite a few years before I got into.
I remember you saying
hair
that, yeah.
and jewelry and sales and things like that. So that was the natural. Not going to school, the sales route was the most made the most sense and was the easiest to get into. Liked it fine. Liked the social aspect of it. That's why, obviously, going into the barbering, it's a one-on-one, a lot of social activity there. So.
Yeah.
But
you got to be a people person.
I might
to
just put my earbuds in and get on a lawnmower and go do my thing.
Man, there's a lot of peace in that, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy it, man. I don't want to be the weed eating guy, but I will ride the mower. You know what I'm saying?
Brock did that for the city of Lebanon for a little while.
Yeah. All right, I got a question for you, Daniel.
All right.
Now, I don't want the spiritual answer, okay? Let's stay away from the obvious, okay? What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
My 15-year-old self, knowing me very well, I know myself extremely well. I would.
That's good, man.
I've actually literally known me my whole life.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
That's the first step, man.
Amazing,
Yeah,
right?
That's longer than I've known you. That's
Exactly right. No, I would. Get into barbering sooner. Like, get out there and chase, you're doing your own thing sooner. Now, even when I first got into barbering, I hadn't intended on opening my own and going into that. That's a whole nother story detail, really God's hand and putting things in place that happened. But I would just tell myself, don't pay attention to, how much money can you make doing this? How much money can you make doing that? Because you Google how much money does a barber make, that's totally skewed.
Yeah, man.
That is
I agree with that.
That has everybody that's working hourly at your your great, fantastic, whatever clips, and it's in there mostly. It doesn't show like really, truly reflect everything. And so
the box stores.
Yeah, the box stores.
Whatever clips.
Yeah, whatever clips, whatever those are. But that's truly what you see when you look at those numbers. You don't actually see your numbers. So don't pay attention to that. Don't worry about the number. One thing I've always told myself, what do you want to do when you grow up? When anybody asks me, I've said, I don't really know 100% what I want to do, but I want to be able to provide everything my family needs, as much as what they want as possible, and hopefully have a little bit after that to set aside.
That's good.
That's the advice that I would give myself.
Dream.
Yeah.
But, real quick, when I was in 4th grade, I had to write, what I wanted when I grow up, and I wanted to be a barber.
Yeah,
no lie. And then I was telling my mom, and my mom was like, "You realize if somebody comes in with lice in their hair, you have to cut it." I said, "Oh, I'm out."
You would have made a great barber, though, man. You love to talk to people. Your personality would have been really good.
I cut Brock's hair for like 13 years.
That's why he's wearing a hat now. But to the lice thing, that does come up, and it's happened to me. I've been cutting hair for 7 years now. I've only been cutting 7 years. Blackbeard's been open a little over 5. 3 times I've had that a kid sit down in the chair, and there was no question that there was a lice situation going on. And that was, I pull the parent, or one time it was a kid's uncle, pull him aside and say, "Hey, I just want to quietly, there's an issue here. I can't cut his hair. This is what's going on. This is what you need to do. Go take care of that. Once all that's gone, whether you're washing it out and combing it out or shaving his head off, whatever, bring him back in here, and that's fine. I'm happy to take care of him, but I can't do anything at this point." So he leaves. I disinfect the whole station, disinfect everything at that point before you move forward.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah.
One last question we ask everybody. Mm-hmm. If you had a chance to hop in the Freedom Tour time machine.
It's fast.
It's fast. We got sweet tea and a button tells you.
Yeah, man, it's fast, man.
It's fast. They're like 4 episodes in.
And you could go anywhere. Obviously avoiding the super spiritual or the obvious. If you could go anywhere, do anything, what would you do?
I think New Zealand is a wonderful, beautiful, amazing place, and I think a trip like that would be.
What time frame?
Yeah, what time frame?
It's a time machine.
I don't care.
What about when they first got started and they were just like a bunch of
criminals and bush? Yeah. So
word of the week: bush babies.
Bush babies.
Yeah.
Be my luck.
So you go to New Zealand like a long time ago where it's beautiful and everything. Yeah.
Well, see, man, if I pick a time frame, if I watch movies, I love time period movies, period pieces and all that, Viking stuff, battle stuff. I don't want to drop into the middle of a battle scene. I'll skip out on that. So I'd rather just go somewhere that's extremely beautiful, peaceful, and just go enjoy myself as opposed to being dropped into a odd period of time, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I do know one thing. If I was to go back in time, I'd go back in time to your last show, and I would tell a Helen Keller joke. And I just want to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to pretend like I got in the
oh, wow. I love it, man.
Okay, the question.
Wait.
Ready? Wayne's World Party time.
Yeah, man.
All right, so.
Party on, Wayne.
The question came through, do you believe everything, all the Helen Keller stuff? Did she do all those things? And as soon as I heard that question, this joke popped in my mind. What did Helen Keller's parents do? What was one of the punishments they would do if she acted up?
No idea.
See, they just rearranged the furniture. Let her figure it out.
Hey.
I knew it was coming somewhere.
Love it. Love that.
That's my time machine choice.
Yeah, man. Hey, I do got one question for you. It's not on the list. It just hit my mind, though. My mind's running all over the place, Daniel. Have you ever had somebody walk in and say, "Give me $6 worth"?
I'll just say, hey, I tell everybody, he's like, come in late for an appointment or they don't have enough to pay. I'm like, hey, I'll skip the back. You ain't going to see it anyway. So
that's right there.
Talking about that though, what services does Blackbeard? It's a full service barbershop.
Yeah. Y'all do pedicures now too. You got a boy in there that does pedicures.
Yes, we got a couple of pedicure chairs. We actually have
nice. Yeah.
One of my barbers has just started offering waxing services, eyebrows, lip, nose, ears,
I've had my
face.
nose hair done. You done it, yeah.
It cleans you out.
I got a question for you there, Daniel. Now, is there a back room for that waxing, or
there is a back room. It's actually in the pedicure room. We have a dedicated area for it, so it is a little more private. But she's strictly shoulders up. Okay.
Shoulders do you have it padded in there in case somebody goes, "Ow"?
You got to keep it exciting in the shop, man. You got to every so often give everybody a jolt.
A blood curl.
That's it.
They've got nice, comfy chairs, so I could sit there and listen to people holler all the time.
The pedicure chairs are like full shiatsu massage chairs.
And you know what?
Did he just cuss on our show?
Y'all shot you. I'm pretty sure. I
think you can ding that out of there.
Yeah.
We'll take care of that in post.
My wife goes and gets a pedicure every once in a while. She'll get run down and get. Last time she was there, it wasn't there. It was somewhere else. But she said there was a few country boys in there in overalls and they're getting a pedicure, and she keeps trying to get me to go down there. I mean, I think it's just something that nowadays, I mean, guys, just take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Look, man. Good. You got to be professional.
It's full service in there. The last time we were getting our haircuts, I used to have, when I was younger, had really, really thick hair. I haven't lost a whole lot of hair, but my hair has gotten more fine as I've gotten older. So I even asked Daniel, hey, what are some tips?
Yeah.
If you're, because a lot of men face that, right? They male pattern balding, loss of hair, thinning of hair, what? And he actually was able to go, right, hey, look, this is the product you need. This is what you need to do. So, I mean, we
try to offer, the best advice we can. It's not always the best advice, but, it's the best we got. But typically a lot of people view as, it's like a mini therapy session when you sit down in the chair. You've got somebody to talk to, and if you need to talk for however long you're in the chair, you talk and I listen. If you need me to talk back to you, I'll talk back to you. Whatever needs to be done. But it's a time where you can sit and just escape from everything. You don't have to worry about it for the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes that you're in the chair, whatever it is. Pedicures the same way. When I was talking about putting the pedicures in, somebody said to me, there's going to become a time where all of us have to have somebody else clip our toenails.
Yeah.
Because we ain't, for one reason or the other, our bellies, our age, our joints, something's going to get in the way of having that done.
Yeah, man, I do got a question about that though. I mean, it's kind of personal, but my left big toe has a gingivitis kind of fungus underneath the toe. It's real thick and crusty underneath there. Would somebody actually clip that and clean that, or would they be like, "Ooh, we ain't dealing with that"?
So the gentleman that I have doing the pedicure.
Hey man, I'm being real, Rocky.
Yeah.
I got a bad toe, man. You know what I'm saying?
I had my big toenails taken off. I had my big toenails taken off when I was in high school.
Well, see, I did too. I had a lot of ingrown toenails
out of them or something.
Guitar picks.
Guitar.
I had a lot of ingrown toenails, man. So the last time they removed it, dude, it never grew back right. I mean,
that's what I got my toenails damaged in football.
Yeah.
And they legit removed them and deadened the nail bed so they'd never grow back.
Yeah, man.
I got one like that. Believe it or not, we all got toe issues, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Who would have
It's coming for you, buddy.
My toes are good. So I have gout issues, but that's totally different.
But they will address kidneys.
Yeah, so the guy I have
fungi.
doing it, he really approaches the pedicures more from a health perspective. Like, let's keep your toes healthy, let's keep your feet healthy.
Yeah.
And it's, of course there's a pampering aspect, but he started out going into nursing homes and taking care of the elderly people when they're taking care of their toes. So he specializes in diabetic stuff and all that. So you got to be real careful with diabetes. You don't want no nicks, cuts, or anything like that. So that's the approach that's taken there. So he could probably help you out.
That's cool, man. And I don't mean to make light. I guess I'm always that guy. But old people scare me. I mean, man, I'm not gonna lie. You said nursing home, man. I mean,
the scariest day in a Pentecostal church is when they say we're having communion and feet washing.
I can believe that, man. Yeah, I mean,
and you're always trying to grab your butt. Hey, are you gonna be here tonight?
Yeah.
You're going to be here tonight.
Guys, time flies when you're having fun. We're 55 minutes in. I ain't believing that. Right. Let's end that round. That's my clock.
It's like, man, that's nerve-wracking.
And this is 60 minutes.
Yeah. All right, we want to take a second to acknowledge our sponsors, our partners that help us episode after episode and keep everything running around here. We want to acknowledge, of course, tonight, I want to acknowledge Daniel with Blackbeard Barbershop.
Yes,
sir. You can come and see them at 300 North Maple Street at the Mills, second floor. You can schedule any appointments, kind of figure out what's going on. They do walk-ins. They do appointments at blackbeardbarbershop.com. Blackbeardbarbershop.com.
Look for the barber pole.
Yeah, definitely look for the barber pole upstairs. Great experience. You will not be disappointed.
Male and female friendly.
Yes, male and female friendly. Like I said, my wife gets her haircut there, and I see females in there all the time getting their haircut. We also want to take time to acknowledge a brand new sponsor tonight, Riggins Construction Company from Tennessee. Riggins Construction Company. They're general contractors. If you've got a dream home, you've got a dream project you want done, you need to call Riggins Construction. You can reach them at rigginsconstructiontn.com. That's RIGGINS constructiontn.com, and check them out.
Thank you guys for your sponsorship.
Yes, sir.
Amen. And you know what? 3 episodes in, 2 sponsors, the Freedom Tour is picking up steam.
Picking up steam,
Get on
baby.
now.
It is.
She
Get
has
on
left
now.
the station. That's for
Get
sure.
on now.
Definitely left the building already. All right. We're going to come to the portion of the episode. We're going to do 60 seconds of Bible with the boys. And tonight, since Daniel's here tonight, we're going to let him take that over tonight.
Before we do that,
Yeah.
I do want to shout out the youth group. I am a student pastor at the ministry center. My MC student crew. I love you guys. Proud of you. Make sure you do your homework. But appreciate you watching us. Love you guys so much.
How awesome is that? The youth group
I know.
at church, right?
awesome.
Students.
Hey, we got to give it up to y'all.
Raise them
for
right.
sure.
Raise them right.
Raise them right.
Homework after the podcast.
Yeah.
All about priorities.
All right, Daniel. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, man. 60 seconds. I'm on the clock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just going to black out and go with it here. There's something I've gone to church my entire life. My parents raised me in church. They raised me to love the Lord, and that's how I'm raising my family. And I'm hoping that I can even just do God just a slight bit of justice in doing so. I have my girls' names and birth dates tattooed here on the side of my arm, but it's in a type print. And in red letters, because it's just a constant reminder that those girls aren't my girls; those are his girls, and
Amen.
I've been given these girls and been given the task to raise them and to show them the love of Christ and to show them who Christ is, and hope that they can take that and show their kids and continue on. But all of those things are possible. I love my daughters. My parents love me. I had a fantastic family life growing up, and that nothing even comes close of that love to the love that Christ has for us. Yeah. And another tattoo I have here on my arm is this verse in Romans chapter 8, verses 38 and 39. It says, "For I am sure that neither death nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus our Lord."
Amen.
Amen. That's right.
And the thing that stands out most in that message is it doesn't say that anything can't separate us from Christ, because we can make stupid decisions and sin does become between us and Christ.
Yes.
But it says nothing can separate us from the love of Christ.
Amen.
So no matter where you find yourself, no matter what rock you've landed on at the very bottom, Christ still loves you.
Yeah.
And it's there. And all you have to do is turn to him and reach that hand out.
Yeah.
And he's there. So,
Dude.
I don't know if that was 60 seconds, but that's what I got for you.
That's pretty close.
That's awesome, though, man. No height, no depth.
That's it.
Think about that.
Well, didn't David say, "If I make my bed in hell"?
Yes. Yes.
Man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Man, that's awesome right there. That's for sure. All right. We got a question from the audience, Tony? Or Rock?
Take it away, Rocky.
Yeah. Fran from Lebanon says, "I hate mornings."
Wow, strong word.
I'm nocturnal, so I
Morning or-
like the nighttime. So I'm nocturnal. Weird. I hate mornings. It's rough. Are you morning people or not? Digging the show. Can't wait for the opportunity to meet the wives.
You don't live with her.
I met her.
Well, who wants to take
What do
this
you
first?
think? Morning people or night people? What are you thinking?
I'm a night owl and an early riser.
Both.
I'll stay up till midnight later every night, and I'm up at 5:15 every morning. Give me a few hours of sleep, and I'm good to go. So I don't need coffee. I'll drink it occasionally, but it's not my thing.
He drinks that liquid sugar.
I love that liquid sugar.
Yeah.
I could use some right now. Man, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, 3 or 4 good hours of sleep, I'm ready to go. I mean, I will say this. We got a routine. Melanie loves going to bed early, man. We're usually in bed by 9 o'clock. I live there in TikTok or Facebook reel, though, till 11 or 12 o'clock. I'm usually up by 4 a.m. I love the mornings. I get on Melanie's ever-loving nerve in the mornings. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" And she's like, "Do not talk to me until I get my first cup of coffee." She's like 2 cups, and then she's good.
It maybe clears her throat.
It probably does. Well, she used to smoke a lot of Marlboros. I'm joking, Melanie. You never smoked nothing, girl.
It was a pipe.
Those were Misty 100s. Man.
Yeah, that's it, man. Salem Lights.
Virginia Slim Menthols.
I'm as I get older, I've gone to bed a little earlier, and man, 5:30 in the morning, I am wide awake staring at the ceiling. I'm kind of the same way. I say early. I mean, I go to bed about 10:30, 11, and and like I said, it don't matter if it's Saturday, anything else. I'm wide awake. Now, I'm an early bird. My younger son, Cannon, he's 19. He's pretty good in the morning. But man, my older son Ethan and my wife, don't mess with them in the morning. They're a little scary. They get a little grumpy.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm nocturnal. So I mean,
so you're good.
I worked third shift for 5.5 years.
Yeah,
bro. I mean, that was my time of day. I didn't realize it. Yeah. We got stuck at Hurricane Milton in October in Orlando, and my wife had the bright idea. Well, let's leave at 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll alternate. I said, no, we're not alternating. I said, I'm going to pretend like I'm at work. Yeah. So I sat behind the wheel of that SUV, and I said, I'm at work. She said, "Me sub for you?" Nope, I'm at work. Just let me get in that mindset that I'm driving for a purpose. Because if I stop, whoa. But we made it.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
There you go. He's a road dog.
What about you, B-Rock?
I would say I love mornings, man. I'm a morning person, and my wife is very the opposite. I do not talk to her in the mornings, and it's great.
Yeah.
I get up, and I do my thing. Everything works great. I do not talk to her, give her an hour, or her alter ego will come.
When did you become a morning person?
Once I got
when he got married.
Oh, when you got
no, when I got
because I remember the kid that was slated to start his first high school game at catcher and missed workouts that morning because he overslept.
Wow.
That is very true, but that was also 5 a.m. workouts at Lebanon High School when I was a freshman. So, I mean, that's pretty rough.
I'll tell you this, guys, before I run out of power, because I'm getting close, guys, I don't have a lot of sugar in my system here. We do have a crusade coming to Lebanon. It will be May the 4th through the 7th. That is Go Tell America. Rick Gage, look him up. Man, they've actually asked me to be the financial chairman. We're going to be talking about that over the next weeks to come. There's thousands of people come every night. It's going to be a great opportunity for lost folks to meet the man named Jesus, and that's what we need if we want to make the community better. I cannot think of a better way to do that or another ministry that will reach that many people in one place over that short a time frame. So, guys, get ready. We are going to be talking about that. Donnie, I'm out of power. Let's roll it out there, big dog.
Well, really quick, in honor of our sponsor and our guest, Daniel from Blackbeard, we are having our first giveaway. Our viewership is doing great, but we are not hearing from you like we'd like to. So let's increase that interaction. For any man that will message his wife or his girlfriend that he needs $200 for a haircut, a shave, and a massage. Do it by text, do it by email. We want a copy of their response. Best response wins a free haircut and shave with Blackbeard, sponsored by the Freedom Tour podcast.
There you go.
Just for the record, we don't do massages there.
No, massage. But we're putting that in that.
You can get your foot massage as a pedicure.
We're putting that in a message to kind of see what response the women's going to give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not giving them.
Yeah, but just not to confuse anyone.
No, you're not giving them a massage. You're getting a haircut and a shave.
Yeah.
That's it. All right.
Tell them how to do that, Donnie. Tell them how to do that.
I will tell you how to do that. Again, thank you for coming to listen to us tonight. You can reach us at freedomtour836@gmail.com. That's our email. You can give us questions, suggestions, concerns, yell at us, scream at us, tell us what we're doing right, tell us what we're doing wrong. You can also find us on Instagram at Freedom Tour Podcast, all one word. And also every single one of our episodes, this is episode 4, by the way, youtube.com/@freedomtourpodcast. You can check it out. Please like, share, subscribe, let everybody know. Send it to grandma if you want to. We love you. Y'all have a great week.
Your mic is on.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Very welcome, Daniel.